Hi, this is Janet with Try It Like It Created, and today I want to show you a fun way to work with these laser cut craft words, or really any laser cut craft shape, and Deco Foil Transfer Gel and a sheet of foil. So I'm going to set the foil off to the side, and I'm going to bring in a scrap piece of paper, and then just taking one of my chipboard pieces, we're going to apply the Deco Foil Transfer to it, and then you're going to let this dry for about an hour. Now, you could use a palette knife, you could use a sponge, there's all different ways you can do this. I am just going to apply it with my fingers so that I can feel where it goes. Now, this is a very thick medium, and it can get in those cracks, so that's why I want to apply it first with my finger, so I try not to get it too thick, but I am going to get it in between those letters, unfortunately, and I will go in and clean that up, but I want to try to get as little bit as possible in those areas. And then once this is done, we have to set it aside for a good hour to dry. Now the medium will stay very, very tacky, okay, but we want it to dry to clear. So there, I have a nice coverage. Let me close this up, the transfer gel up, and then what I'm going to do is come in with you could use a toothpick, you could use a cotton swab. I'm using some scrap paper towel here that I am just rolling it into, sorry, my light moved on me. Let me see if I can get this in here a little bit nicer. All right, so for one, I want to make sure that it's not stuck down to the paper I was working on. And then what I'm going to do is take this little paper towel and go into all the little crevices and work at picking up any of the excess medium, okay? And if it makes a clump on the top surface, I'm going to straighten that out right now while it's wet. All right, so this takes a little bit of time to go in there and clean things up. All right, another option is that if you have one of these type tools, you could go in and easily, you know, pick up some of that as well, and then just clean it off with a wet baby wipe. So that's another option, is to get into these little teeny spaces here with your tool and then clean off the excess. Okay, and as it dries, it gets a little bit thicker on you, so you know, you want to work rather quickly. And then once that's done, like I said, and it's dried and clear, then you can attach your foil. Now, if you've missed an area, this is a very forgiving way to color these, and you can just easily go back in, apply a little more gel, and let it dry, and then go back in and add some more foil. All right, so I'm gonna just finish cleaning this one up, and then we'll move on. All right, so I am going to set this one off to the side to dry, and I'm going to bring in one that I have already finished, and I'm just cleaning up my fingers here with a wet baby wipe. All right, so here is the one that has been sitting to dry, and I'm going to bring my foil back in, and because I'm using a striped color, we'll go this way. That would be fun to place the colors this way. So now I'm just going to put that down, and then we just need to rub, and I'm just using the back of my fingernail. You can use a tool You know, whatever works well for you. Right? But the foil will then stick to where you have the adhesive. Okay, and so we just want to go through, and you can even push from the back if you want, or you can add a little pressure to your piece. And I'm just going to bring in this dry erase and push down rather hard. I can see that I'm getting the look of the letters through, and then I'm going to peel it up and see how we're doing. And so you could see here that I'm getting a really interesting effect. And let's take a look. And so there we have a really interesting look to our piece. Now, if I wanted to, I could go ahead and continue to keep adding more on here. But I'm really liking the way that it's looking. So here they are finished. I want to show you how fun they are. Here is the original one that we did on camera with the stripes. And then here is the one that I applied the adhesive with you, and I just attached the foil off camera. And this one has more coverage than the original, but I like both of them. And just to show you, the foil here is, it has the word, and so, you know, I could cut this out and use this, or if I have toner paper, I could transfer this onto the toner paper, and the black toner would show through where the words happy birthday are. So a couple different ways to use the Deco foil with your chip cut, or excuse me, your chipboard type letters, just to add some foil and to dress them up. And they both look really, really interesting, and they're going to look wonderful on my projects. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to put this card together. I originally cut these pieces out thinking that they would just stack on top of each other. I'll show you, you know, and centered. And that's how I cut them out, to be like this. And then with the happy birthday on top. And that was going to be it for the card. But I felt like the words weren't showing up quite so well on the gold embossed paper. The paper was actually smooth to begin with. I'll show you a scrap of it here. So it was like this, and then I embossed it with the dots to add a little bit of texture behind there. And I like it, but I actually like this more kind of abstract placement of everything. So I think that's what we're going to do here. So I have a piece of pink folded over, and then I have this piece here, which is a kind of a mustard color. I'm just using wet glue because I can then move it around. Whereas if I were to use tape or a tape runner, I wouldn't have as much of a chance to move things. So let me figure out how I want to place everything here. I think that's going to do it. Okay, so now I'm ready for the gold, which was originally going to be on the top, but now it's under the pink because the letters are showing up a lot better on that piece. So you can see here I'm needing to move this around to get it where I want it. All right, wipe off that glue. And then I have the pink. I'm just using the edges of the card kind of as my guide as to where to put things. All right, and I really would like it if this I don't know if I have enough mobility here to move this up a little bit with the gold, but I don't. So I'm just going to leave it as is. And then we're going to glue this on top. And that'll be it to finish off this card. So if possible, I want to try to center this. So there. Just gonna clean up some of that glue and let everything dry. And that'll be it.